Alright, in this video I'm going to explain how to become a follower on Power Plan Trades. So I'm going to explain how to become a follower on Power Plan Trades, and I'm going to talk about my my plans, and I'm also going to talk about some of the things I post inside of Power Plan Trades. So you're going to want to pay attention to this video, okay? If you're a serious follower, okay, and you want to get inside. Now let me explain what's going on here. So you see here I have 41 pending follow requests. What that means is those people have just sent me requests, but they haven't followed all the rules in my previous video. And you can see it's almost growing more than the followers inside of Power Plan Trades. And you know what? It doesn't really matter to me about how many followers I have inside of Power Plan Trades. It's about the quality of followers of Power Trigger Trade. For me, one serious follower is worth 1,000 unstocked twits. Alright, so now, how to become a follower on Power Plan Trades? Well, the first thing you need is a profile pic, and that can be of stock charts, success, or a picture of yourself. Second of all, you want to be a follower of Power Plan Trades on Twitter, and of course Power Trigger Trade on Twitter as well, and on stock twits. So how does that look like? Well, if I click on here, this is Power Trigger Trade on stock twits, and then here's the link over here that brings you to Power Trigger Trade on Twitter. So you want to be a follower, right? And you want to have the same profile pic for everything, okay? And you want to send me a message, okay? Why you want to be a follower on Power Plan Trades, okay? Now, those are very important things. And then, the last thing you want to do once I accept you, and you're inside of Power Plan Trades, okay, you want to see this pinned tweet, okay? And this is a video that explains the rules of Power Plan Trades. When you listen to that video, if you aren't happy with those rules, do me a favor and, get off of Power Plan Trades. But if you're happy and willing to follow the rules of Power Plan Trades, then I'm going to keep you inside and everything's fine and dandy. Okay, now to the good things, people. Let's talk about what I'm about, and we're going to share some interesting things I said inside of Power Plan Trades for some of my trades. Celebratory music in the background. This is one of the best videos here. Let's start with Netflix, people. May 22 plan. Let's click it. So basically what I do is I circle the date, and that's the closing price of the plan, and basically we need to trigger. Now, if we never trigger this plan, you never go into the trade. Well, this did trigger, and by the way, this went way above my my targets. This did way better, because see, here it says targets, and it tells you an explanation how many, what has to happen, and it did this. You have to go intraday in the charts and look for yourself that this did trigger. You can press pause and read more about this. On to the next thing, people. All right, a lot of things to go through here. All right, so Apple. All right, now Apple, I posted 2 plans, and this is a really great story. Let's click on this over here. This is when the market was kind of shitty still. Back in May 13, believe me, people were bearish. Apple, bearish the market. But Power Trigger Trade said this instead. I said, Apple, with many bearish the stock and Apple breaking above 91 here is a plan, right? So I wrote this. Now, this never triggered that day, but it did trigger the following day. I think that was on on a Monday or something. On the next opening day, it triggered, and this did well right up to May 27 because it was $7 in the money, right? I never held these that long, but the trade went that well, and that's the point of the power of the analysis. All right. Then I made a follow-up trade, people. As you can see here, I made the May 16 follow-up trade, and you can see I talked about the June 1795 calls. Now these could still be held, but I didn't even hold these. I sold around the 99 area, but these did very well. We rolled into the June 17 100 calls, and I explained that inside of Power Plant Trades. But nonetheless, if one followed this and wanted to hold this to these targets, like I talked, it could happen. Look, why don't you just press pause and see what I said here? So, press pause to read this part. Okay, and let me move this here. And now press pause to read this part. All right, now I'm going to move on. Moving on now. Backwards. All right, Tesla. Now this I posted on May 19th, about a half an hour before the market opened on Power Trigger Trade. And this hit targets. This did very well. As you can see, I always put a date. And this had to trigger, right? This was the trigger number. Now this fluctuated. This was a little bit tricky, but I made some comments inside of Power Plant Trades. All right, press pause if you want to read this plan, right? Because it's easier that way. All right, I'm going to close this now. Now I'm going to go to Goog. Goog I posted on May 21. Right, these did well. Okay, and I want to actually talk about this Goog trade and show you some things that I said inside of Power Plant Trades. You know, we don't always win, people. Let's get real here, right? But we win a lot more than we lose. All right, so let's go to Power Trigger Trade here, people, and let's press pause. All right, people. This is the Goog trade, the one you're seeing that I just showed you in Power Trigger Trade. So what I did is I said I made these comments inside of Power Plant Trades. I said Goog confirmed on price power because the volume wasn't the key, and you can see that. So we went in higher, but those options triggered around QCOM looking. So I posted these comments. Goog above 715, 1458 is bullish zone. We see 1750 to 716. I also made this comment. Those Google options are triggered at 180 area. I told you guys it was a strong focus. Plus, I favored it over all other picks. So I make comments inside of Power Plant Trades, good and bad. Okay. At this point, they are up 50%. We are in the bullish breakout zone, 720 to 725 easy, and this is posted May 24th, right? And again, people do things for Power Trigger Trade. So people always take profits when you're up a lot, and then hold some for the big move, which I've done this with for this. Netflix trade up over 202 days. QCOM has done well. So you see, I give comments, good and bad, people, and I'm going to show that here. Keep in mind, I did these great picks in the chat. Anyways, I make a lot of comments. So let's go. This Amazon trade did not work, but I got out for a small thing. See, Goog paying fat. Those options are up over 300% in just 2 days. Here's where I said I got out. Goog option triggered at 170, well 180, but are now 770 bid. I did this thing, right? And then here I got stopped out at 720. It was going up and up and up. You know, it went as high as about $9 each, which is $900. And but anyways, I only got 720. I mean, not only 720, but not bad for 2 days. And you know, this is what Power Trigger Trade's about. I mean, when you make these weekly options, you don't have time to wait around. You've got to be able to identify strong moving stocks, and they're ready to move. And then when they don't, or if they fail to hold some key supports, you know, we get out. And look, I mean, the Tesla trade did well. But there was another one that did not do well. See, I am losing today in Tesla, but so I actually held it. Did well. So I make comments inside of Power Plant Trades. I'm out. I got out of Apple, but then I went back in. We bought the June. Anyways, I make comments. I'm not going to go through all this. I make comments inside of Power Plant Trades, people. Okay, I wanted to show the Google. So this is another reason why you want to be a follower on Power Plant Trades, as I do make comments on Power Plant Trades about our trades, if they confirm or not. I don't always do that, but that's what the plans are there for. And then you're supposed to really study the plans and then take action. I mean, this is really up to you. This is not a service, but more of like showing what I'm about and what I do. So if you want to be a follower and not be on this pending list, do all the right things by sending me a message of why you want to become a follower and having the profile pic and being a follower in the right places and having your account not locked. Like look, it even tells you these instructions, people. It's really stupid proof, but believe me, there are stupid people out there, and I don't want them in here. This is more like a special place for the intelligent investors who take the time to listen to the video, to like what I'm doing, and they want to be a part of. They want to know everything of what I'm thinking about anything. That I make these updates exclusively for Power Plan Trade followers. There you have, people. How to become a follower on Power Trigger Trade. This is a really great video. It's very informative. If you have a problem, by the way, if you have a problem sending me a message on Power Plan Trades, you can send me a message on Power Trigger Trade, right? On Twitter or on StockTwits. So I've given all the information. Now, if whoever listens to this video from start to end will know all the answers they need to get inside there. There won't be any excuses. Thanks for listening. Like the video.